Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at something that is now quite old, has become quite collectible and now very difficult to find. We are looking at the 2008 release by Shell Motor Oil from their series or their promotion of James Bond model vehicles. Now, these were all timed with the release of the second Bond movie to feature Daniel Craig, which was called the Quantum of Solace. And it was the second outing after his appearance in Casino Royale. And to promote the movie, Shell released a series of 5 1/64 scale die-cast model vehicles, all based on the popular cars as seen in the popular Bond movies, if you like. And as this one was relating to the movie, the Quantum of Solace, this is the DBS that does actually appear in that film and that Daniel Craig drives in the movie and manages to wreck. Now, they did release, say 5 different models. I don't quite know, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't quite know how long they were produced for. I know that it was 2008. I don't know if it was for the whole year or if it was just while the film came out. But it came to an end quite abruptly from what I understand. However, I use the Shell service stations quite regularly, and I don't ever remember seeing these available at a Shell service station. And I fill up my car at least twice a week. There's a Shell service station that I use twice a week, and I have been for the last 20 years, and I don't remember seeing these in any of the Shell service stations. 2008 was 16 years ago, but I'm sure I will remember if I saw them in a Shell service station. But anyway, so I don't know whether you had to collect tokens for these, or whether you got discount on the amount of petrol you used, or whether they were just made as a promotional item and sold to customers. But anyway, I've digressed a little bit. Let's get back to this particular item. So it is a 1/64 scale die-cast model, and this particular one does feature the DBS, Aston Martin DBS, as it appeared in the Quantum of Solace. So this is the model. Now, all of these models came in their own plastic display case, and they've got a sticker on the front telling you what they are. So you've got the 007 logo, you've got the Shell logo, and then the middle it tells you the model. So this is the Aston Martin DB5, and all of these models also had like not really a movie poster, but it was a card representing that movie. And this one, as you can see at the back, you can see from the front of the film, Daniel Craig as James Bond holding his rifle that he used right at the very start of the movie. So that's the front of the card, and if you just turn it around to the back, you can see, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to open it. I'm going to take the plastic container off, and I'm going to lift that off because it makes it a lot easier to read if I take it out. And then these just slot into the back plinth, the display plinth. There's just little slots in there for the cards to go in. But I just want to show you the 5 cars in the series. So you've got the Aston Martin DBS, which is this one from the Quantum of Solace. You've got the BMW Z3, which appeared in GoldenEye. You've got the Alpine 5, Sunbeam Alpine 5, which appeared in Dr. No. The Lotus E-Spirit underwater submarine, which appeared in The Spy Who Loved Me. And of course, you've got that classic Aston Martin DB5 that appeared in Goldfinger. 007 logo at the top, the Shell logo at the top, and you've got all the copyright information in very, very tiny writing at the bottom here. Okay, so that is the 5 cars in the series, and there we have the card for the backdrop of the car. It says Quantum of Solace 007, and there's Daniel Craig as he appeared at the beginning of that movie. Actually, I'm going to leave that off for a second, because you can see this car is attached to the plinth, and it is held on by a single screw. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this and take it off, and let's have a look at the car off of the plinth. Okay, so it's just a single screw that holds it into position, and I'm just going to unscrew that screw. As you can see, I've just done that, and I've just removed the screw, and now the car can just lift off. So you can see there's a little peg on the bottom there that holds it in position, and the screw that keeps it on. And there's a little hole in the bottom of the car for the peg to go in, and then there's a screw hole for the screw to go in, and it's held at the bottom. Now, if you just zoom in quite closely to the bottom of this car, you can see it's got James Bond 007, Aston Martin DB5, and there's some lettering at the top there. I presume that's from the manufacturer who's made the actual model for Shell. Now, they are a 1/64 scale model. The top of the car is all die-cast metal. However, the bottom section is all plastic. Yeah, the rest of it, the front of it is all, everything on the back there is metal. On the top half of the chassis, but the base is in plastic. The wheels are metal with plastic coating, and they are free rolling wheels, so they do move along the ground. You can push the car along just like that. Size wise, we're looking at about 7 centimeters. Width wise, about 2.5 centimeters, and height wise 2 centimeters. If you can just see that, and I think my hands are a little bit out there. So 2 centimeters height wise from the bottom of the wheel to the top of the roof. 2.5 centimeters wide, and about 7 centimeters in length, as you can see. Okay, that is the model. As I say, there's no functionalities on it other than it just moves with free rolling wheels. Other than that, there's nothing else, no other functions on there. I think they look absolutely fantastic in the display case. I'm just going to pop that back onto the display case if I can. I'm trying to put it on in the wrong place. There we go. I'll put the screw back in a moment. Yeah, I would keep that in the display case and on display, because I think they just look absolutely fantastic. Maybe I would take the lid off and keep the lid out. I'm not sure. I suppose to keep it clean, you're better off keeping the Perspex lid on. But yeah, a truly lovely looking model with that backdrop of Bond behind him on that display base. They just look absolutely fantastic. Okay, so how well did these models do? Well, I really can't answer that question because I just do not know. Like I said to you earlier, I haven't been able to find much information about on these, other than the fact that I know some Shell service stations had them in 2008, which was in conjunction with the release of the Quantum of Solace movie. And as I say, these 5 cars were produced celebrating Bond and celebrating the most popular cars over the course of each decade. But as I said, I do not remember them being in any Shell service station that I used, unless they weren't in London. Maybe they were somewhere else around the country, or maybe they wasn't even in the UK. Maybe it was somewhere else. Maybe it was in Europe. I don't know. But I can't seem to find much out about these. So if anyone knows anything about the history of these, please message us or leave a note in the comments and let us know. But I've got no idea. I don't know how many quantities were produced. I don't know whether they were sold in the Shell service stations, or whether they were given away with fuel, or whether you had to collect tokens to collect your car. I just really do not know. So if someone does, please enlighten us. What I can tell you though is, when we bought out a load of stock from a closed down shop, or shop that was about to close down due to retirement, we found a couple of cases of these models in the stockroom. Now, how they got into the stockroom, I've got no idea, especially considering they were a Shell promotional item. Maybe they went up for sale at an auction and they bought them at an auction. I don't know. But there was 2 cases of these models unopened, all still sealed, and all of those models are now available on the Midas Touch website, which we come back to in a moment. So question is, I don't know how well they did, but let's move forward to 16 years, to 2024, almost 2025. Do they appear on the platforms very often? Well, you do see them come up from time to time on the platforms, I'm not going to lie. You do see more of some of the models than the other ones. I think the most common one I've seen on the platforms has been the Z3 BMW from GoldenEye. Very rarely see the DB5. In fact, I don't think I saw any DB5s come up. I saw a few of the DBSs and 1 or 2 of the Alpines. I don't think I saw any of the Lotus either. So not very many coming up on the platforms. However, obviously they do appear on the platforms, and again, as usual, I tell you, when you buy on a platform, be very careful what you are ordering, because you may not get what you think you're going to get, because a lot of the platforms use stock photographs. So be very, very careful. I'm not going to keep going over it over again, but just be careful. And if they've got a used section, click on that and read the used condition report and look at the used images, because that's more likely to be the item that you're about to order, rather than the image and the description on the main page. Anyway, rather than go for that rigmarole, you can just come to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles, where we have an abundance of these models available for you, and you can get there very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many, many other vintage James Bond items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on our website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful miniature 1/64 scale die-cast model with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.